still going to share those again for those that didn't get it yesterday. So you can actually come here and practice on your own much later. So, just a second. In our class on data wrangling and visualization, I showed us a little bit on how to impute data in Excel sheet. So I'm not going to show that anymore. I'm going to find a data from my archive, one of the statistical analysis that I did. Then we would use that data to actually practice. So, so just a second.
I know I put my fish for fire.
So a second, trying to get the data I need. Okay, so all right.
Sorry. I mean, my face sleeping. Ah. Yeah. That's within the look of it.
Okay. All right. So my data is ready. So I'll share my screen now so that we can. So it's raining at my end. I hope, although the mic I'm using has long noise cancellation features, so I hope you can hear me clearly without the interruption. So share the data with you. Well, I can share the data with you, but I don't know if how beneficial it will be for you. I can drop the data on the Zoom. So let me drop it there if it would be beneficial for you. I'll drop the data there now. So let me see if I can get the data in Zoom. I don't know if that's feasible. Um, okay, just a second. They said the data is currently in use. Let me. So let me try again. I couldn't share the data, but let me try again. Meetings. Okay, I think this time it worked. Are you able to download the data from the Zoom chat? Because that's the only place I think I can share it now. Let me drop it with the, although I was not supposed to share this data with you, I just want you to just watch what I'm doing, then you can go back and practice. All right, so I'm sharing the data with the course rep in case he wants to drop it on the platform, but I'm not expecting you to be practicing here. You can actually practice later with the YouTube video that I've shared with you because of our time, but I've shared the data with Fine Boy. I think that's yeah, so you can share it with the rest of the students. Yeah. Okay, so please, I don't want to do anything data here now. That's not the purpose of this class, okay? You can always get the data and practice on your own, all right? Whatever demonstration that I'm going to do here, I have done it in detail in the YouTube channel I shared with you. So you can go there later and watch it and practice with the data I shared there or this particular data, whichever works for you. So I don't want to do any data thing here now because it's going to waste our time, okay? Yeah. So, so I know a few days I've been talking about certification, this one, that one, that one. So I would give you guys an opportunity to get a certification, but that is up to you. All right. I know for those that are members of the JP Analytics Hub already, you would have seen the update. The first time we did the workshop on Epic Collect and Kobo Collect, because I'm thinking a lot of you, because you are going to be using questionnaire to collect your data. That's quite expensive, because apart from the fact that you're going to print, you're going to make so many photocopies, you're going to give people to help you get it. And after that, you're going to enter it into Excel. That's a lot of work. And if you're paying for all those levels, that's going to cost a lot. So it will be a good deal for you to learn how to use, Kobo Collect and Epic Collect to collect your data. And these applications are free. So we did a workshop a few months ago, and the videos are on the YouTube channel. We did it for 2 days, and it was quite impactful. And some people that attended that webinar have actually used it to train their colleagues too. So I'm sharing it here as well, the day one and the day two. All right. So I know that most of us here did not attend that workshop, but I gave people an opportunity on the platform that want to get certification. So I think I listed the criteria there, you know, and I put a fee there. Yeah, even if that fee is low, I know that for most of you here, it will still be high, but you're not going to be getting it. So this is what the certificate looks like. Sorry, I have someone's name as an example. So this is what the certificate looks like, and it's not going to come without an effort for you. It's not good giving certifications without people making effort. So if you need the certification for the Kobo Collect and the Epic Collect, you can private chat me. Then I will tell you how to go about getting the certification, so that at least you can have that one in your portfolio. So I've shared my WhatsApp. So later after the class, you can chat me up. Then I can send you the specifications on how to get it. Okay. All right. So let's look at what is happening in EpiInfo. When you successfully download EpiInfo, I know you can JP Analytics platform. Okay, let me share the links for that one quickly, then we can start. Mm, Okay, so to join JP Analytics, this is the link. But you will need admin permission, so that will be sorted out later, so you can join. Yeah. So later chat me up if you want that certification. Maybe that may be the first for most of us here. Okay, so that you can at least start with that and start accumulating. Let me see the person that will accumulate the most certificate for this year. So by December 1st, you can chat me up and tell me how many certifications you have been able to accumulate before the year ends. That would be a great achievement, okay, for you. So um, I'm opening the Excel data sheet. This is the data we will be using. Let me share my screen. So this is the data we will be using. This is actually one of my students' data, okay? But I don't have all the data here. I just cropped, some of the data that I want to use for the EpiInfo demonstration. So the first thing you have to appreciate is when you collect your data, like I advised you, let me see if I can see a questionnaire sample. Okay, so this is a sample of a questionnaire, which I shared sometime too. Where is it? Okay. So this is a sample of a questionnaire. So I told you that when you design your questionnaire, ensure that because when you write your proposal, you would have your study aim, you will have your specific objectives. Oftentimes, your specific objectives can be 5. Most of the time, is between 4 and 5 for master's program. Okay, but I heard they can permit 6. So what you do is section A by default will be your social demographic characteristics, where you will collect the age, the sex, marital status, highest level of, and the rest of them. You will collect it. Okay. So I often encourage students not to collect age as categorical. This particular study questionnaire is for a community project, so it's not like an academic study. So probably that's why it's not too bad collecting age in category. But for your own study, please collect the raw age, and you can write it here: age at last birthday. Like I told you, age is not a discrete variable. Even if we try to treat it like a discrete variable, age is a continuous variable. Because oftentimes when you ask people how old are you, they will say, oh, I'm 5 years old, or I'm 10 years old, or I'm 15 years old, but they forget that you can only be 15, 20, 25, 35 if that day is your birthday. So if that day is not your birthday, then you can't be that age. So you are either 35 years and 1 day, or 35 years and 2 days, or 35 years and 5 days, or 6 months. So age is actually continuous because it has some form of decimals. So when you collect your social demographic characteristics, this is by default, so it will not be part of your specific objective. Then your first specific objective should be your section B. So section B should be able to capture your first specific objective. So you see it, objective 1, to assess the water quality in the kingdom. That is section B. If you look at section C, it's addressing objective 2, to assess the air quality in the kingdom. If you look at section D, it's addressing objective 3, to assess the heavy metal and PAH content in aquatic lives in the kingdom. If you look at section E, it's addressing objective 4. So that's how your questionnaire should be arranged. Let each section address an objective. The benefit of that is if you don't do it this way, you may miss an objective because you assume that your questionnaire is really nice. You will take it to the field and people will fill it and you will bring it back, only to realize that you missed one objective. And if you miss an objective, trust me, the School of Public Health I know will never struck out that objective for you, because that objective was approved when you did your ethical approval. So there's no way they are going to take out that objective for you. The only solution will be to go back to the field and collect that data again after incorporating the missed objective into the questionnaire. So this is very critical, and you have to take this, very, very seriously. Okay. So that is it. So once you have collected this data, you will now have to enter it into a Microsoft Excel like this. Each role is a participant. So like this row 1 now, you will enter the data like this until you finalize. You come to row 2, which is participant 2. You enter until you finalize. You come to row 3, participant 3. You enter until you finalize, like that. So that's how you enter your data role by role. All right. However, if you're able to design your data collection to using either Kobo Collect or Epi Collect, by the time you finish by the time you finish collecting your data, Epi Collect or Kobo Collect will transform that data into an Excel spreadsheet like this, and it will be looking clean. All right. So you wouldn't have to go through the stress of moving the data you have collected in your questionnaire into the Excel spreadsheet. There will be no need for that, because the Kobo Collect or the Epi Collect will already map that data into this format. So all you need to do now will now be to put the data into the EPINFO and begin to analyze it. So we're going to open EPINFO now so that we start the data analytic practice, which is quite easy. All right. So when you open your EPINFO, this is what you are going to see. So the place we're interested in for this class is this: analyze data. This is what we are interested in: analyze data. All right. So please, could you confirm in the chat? Oh, good. So Kehinde said they were able to download EPINFO through the help of the video I shared. Fantastic, Kehinde. Thank you for that wonderful update. Yeah. So please, the video is there. If you want to practice along with me, oh, good. Abioye said they've downloaded too. Fantastic. So EPINFO is a very powerful tool, and you can use it to run the analysis for your MPH program. But honestly, from my own genuine assessment, I wouldn't want you to use your master's program data to learn. Stories that touches the heart. Please, oh, just learn it and continue to improve yourself, but don't use your master's program to practice. So I beg you, they will finish you during your defense. So because you have not mastered the skill very well, you're still learning. Please, I beg you, find. No, EPINFO does not ask for money. Oh, I don't know where you got that. EPINFO does not ask for money. I'm sorry. I'm not sure you went to the right link. Oh, admin, please. Oh, it's a free software developed by WHO and CDC. I have been. It's interesting to know that I've been using EPINFO for 25 years now. 25 years. I started using EPINFO in 2000. All right. So if you go to I have shared the let me share it again. Some of you are saying, whoa, I guess maybe some of you are like 25 years old. That's why you're saying, wow. That means I was using EPINFO when they were breastfeeding you. Seriously. I'm just kidding. Yes, I've actually been using EPInfo for that long. Yeah. So this is the links again. The Okay, how to download it. Sorry, I think I missed the first part, which is how to download. How to download is here. I'm sorry, I missed that part. So this is how to download the EPInfo. Okay. Yeah. So you can practice later, please. Uh, the SPH does not have anything against EPInfo. Please, you can use EPInfo for your data analysis and write it there. EPInfo is actually the statistical software designed for epidemiologists and public health scientists. SPSS was not designed for you. SPSS was designed for social sciences, not for you. This is the software that is designed for you. That's why if you're in public health, epidemiology, and any health related course, you don't know how to use EPInfo, you are missing. Because when you go for these United Nations interviews and the rest of them, EPInfo is what they usually use. Then SPSS, maybe Starter and SARS. All right. So learn how to use EPInfo, please. And it is easy to use and it is free. SPSS is not free. All right. But for those that will be privileged to attend the boot camp, I will make available SPSS to you with license, either version 22 or version 25, depending. Okay. So NextGenU, it's a platform where you can get online courses for free. You can actually Google them. I actually do some consultancy there. I help to design courses as an instructional designer, and I've been involved in designing up to 7 or 8 or 9 courses. So some of the courses you would see, you may probably see my name there. Well, they are not updating EPInfo again, so the version you may see there will be like 7.02 or so. I think that is the last update. Yes, you can use EPInfo for your analysis. Yes, but do not use your master's program to practice. I beg you. Find or get a statistician. So when you're ready, you have my contact. You can always reach out to me. Okay? Please. Very, very important. All right. So I wanted you to confirm you can see the EPInfo. You can just type yes. The boot camp will not be shifted because I am not doing the boot camp for you. The boot camp will be attended by, even I have colleagues in Canada that have registered, in US, Kenya, Rwanda, every part of the world where I've taken classes. I have students in many countries, okay? So I won't shift the boot camp because of MPH program. Are you hearing me? You guys, you are just a small cohort of my students, okay? So if you're not able to attend the boot camp, please forget about it, okay? So we would organize another one later. Maybe you can join that one. All right. So, but we are not shifting it. Okay. Yeah. So I won't be able to share the details for the boot camp, but if you send me a WhatsApp message, I can send it directly to you. There's a fee attached to the boot camp. You will see everything there. All right. So you have confirmed that you can see the EPInfo. So first, you have to get your data ready, which is something like this. Now, another thing you have to do is the version of EPInfo we have is 7.02. It has not been updated. They stopped updating it. Probably the funding stopped, but the software still works. So most of you will have Excel 2019 and up. Like my Excel is 2019, but this version of EPInfo works better with Excel 2003. All right, it works better with Excel 2003. So if you peradventure enter your data in Excel 2019, it's fine, but you will have to downgrade it. You will have to downgrade the Excel for it to work in EpiInfo. So what you do is, it's very easy to downgrade it, okay? You come to File, you go to Save As, all right? Then you can browse so that you can find where you want to downgrade it and save it to. So in my own case, if you click here, which is Save As Type, if you click here, it will give you many options. One of the options you will choose is Excel 97 2003 workbook. There is Excel 97 2003 add-in. That's not it. All right. There's Excel 97 2003 templates. That is not it. What it is Excel 97 2003 workbook. That is the one that you're going to choose. I will do that again. All right. So what I said initially, that after you finish entering your data, if the Excel you are using is not 2003, you will have to downgrade what you have to 2003, okay? So the version you installed was 7.2.5, and fantastic. Yeah, so I know it's around 7.2. You will have to downgrade it to 2003. So how do you downgrade it? Because if you don't downgrade it and try to upload your data, it may not work. So what you do is you come to File, you go to Save As, Browse. Then when you browse, you choose where you want to save the file. You want to save it in Document, in Desktop, in Download. Me, I want to save it in Download. All right. So when you come here, what you will most likely have here is Excel workbook. So if you have 2017, 2019, 2020, it will be Excel workbook. So you have to downgrade it. So you go to Save As Type, you come here, and you go to Excel 97 2003 workbook. It's not Excel 97 2003 add-in. No. It's not Excel 97 2003 template. It is Excel 97 2003 workbook. You click on it. That's it. Then you click Save. Once you click Save, that file is going to save wherever you want it. And please always remember where you save the file so that you can easily pick it out from there. So let's look at our spreadsheet. We have section A. So always form the habit of doing this if you can. Okay. Form the habit of creating sections. Okay. So sometimes you can highlight it if you want, so that you know that you are not going to enter data there. So our section A is the patient social demographic characteristic. We have the age, then we have the group age. For this age, which is the continuous age, we are going to get mean and standard deviation for this. But for the categorical age, we are going to get frequency and percentages. Okay. So I have a few videos where I broke down scales of measurements. Okay. So please find time to go through my YouTube page and watch most of the sessions I've had there. So let me copy the YouTube channel again and paste. For those of you that are not aware, please, I have a lot of videos there that will really be beneficial to you, so that you can learn all these scale of measurement and the rest of them. All right. So that's not the purpose of this class. So for in scale of measurement, you have continuous variable, you have categorical variable. So age is a continuous variable, age group is a categorical variable, sex is a categorical variable, marital status, educational level, occupation, they are categorical. So all the variables here, they are categorical. The only one that is continuous is the age. All right. Now, why is it continuous? Because to analyze continuous variable, you use mean and standard deviation. Why? To analyze categorical variable like this ones, you use frequency and percentages. Now, every study you do, you want to solve a problem. Most of you that have shared your topic and title with me to review, you will see that every research you do, especially in this our field of public health, we want to solve a problem. That's why we do that study. We want to solve a problem. Okay? So in this case now, this study wants to solve a problem, which is adherence. They want to know what is the prevalence of adherence among TB patients and what are the factors that will influence adherence. That's what this study is all about. Okay? So in this study, the way this study is, all right, you will have uh, an aim. The aim may be to determine, that may be your aim, to determine adherence characteristics among TB patients in Port Harcourt. That may be your aim. Then your specific objectives, number one may be to determine the social demographic, characteristics of TB patients in Port Harcourt. That may be your first aim. Your second aim, so your first aim is captured here. Your second aim will now be this treatment regimen, to assess treatment regimen modalities of TB. Oh, I'm sorry, TB patients. Sorry, not TP. I'm sorry, TB. Yeah, TB patients in Port Harcourt. That is your second objective. Then your third objective, if you check in the spreadsheet, is treatment adherence outcome. So your third objective will now be to determine. So you have said to determine, you have said to assess. Maybe you can now use now to determine, to assess. What's another verb now to use? To, what are these verbs now? To, okay, so let me say what I want to write now, I will need to use determine. Okay. To determine the prevalence of medication adherence. To determine the prevalence of medication adherence of TB patients in Port Harcourt. Okay. So we have covered the three sections. Section A, to determine the social demographic characteristics, to assess treatment regimen, and the prevalence of treatment adherence. Now, in the School of Public Health, objective one is descriptive. It's a descriptive statistics. Descriptive statistics. Why is it descriptive statistics? Because you will just be listing, describing the different variables. You will describe their mean age. You will describe their age characteristics. You will describe gender, sex. You will be able to tell us how many people are male, how many people are female. In marital status, the analysis will be able to tell us how many people are widowed, how many people are married. Educational level, the analysis will be able to tell us how many people have secondary education, primary education, tertiary education. The same thing with occupation. The type of TB, the analysis will be able to tell us how many people have extra pulmonary TB, how many of them have pulmonary TB. So for this first one, it is descriptive statistics because you are just going to be describing the characteristics. Objective two is also descriptive statistics because you will just describe the treatment regimen. how many the values occurred. Objective 3 is also descriptive statistics because you are going to tell us how many people are yes and how many people have good adherence and how many people have poor adherence. I highlighted this because that's my main outcome variable. All the variables, or do you know why age is called variable? Age group is called variable, sex is called variable, and male is called value. The reason why age is called variable is because whatever value that is there varies. Variable means a subject that has values that vary. So when it comes to age, inside age, you will see 28, 24, 30, you will see 42, you will see 61, you will see 47, you will see 24, you will see 26, you will see 31. All these variables are not the same, they vary. That's why this is called variable. If you check the same thing with sex, variable, there's male, there's female. Marital status, variable. There's widow, there's married, there's single. So the values here vary. That's why these headings are called variable and these ones are called values. I'm seeing a lot of charts happening. Ascertain, thank you. Ascertain, that's it. Investigate, thank you very much. Evaluate, thank you. To identify, thank you. To describe, thank you. So these are synonyms, verbs you can use, because sometimes you may write your objective and you have 5 objectives and all of them is to determine, to determine, to determine, to determine. It's not right. Please have a way to. So let me change one of the determine to ascertain. I was actually trying to borrow I was actually, so this one will now be to ascertain, correct. So I have a different verb now to ascertain the prevalence and thank you very much, Juliet, for that. Let me check if there are more. Thank you very much for teaching with me. Okay, yes. Someone says, Michael says, you thought the social demographic should not be part of the objective. Yes, it doesn't have to be. The only reason why I'm choosing it because my data is small. I'm looking for what to use. I don't have much variable. I don't have much columns. I only have section A, section B, and section C. I don't have anything else. So, and I want the objective to be at least 4. So that's why I'm borrowing. I'm borrowing social demographic for this. Okay, but you don't need to include social demographic as part of your objective. It's not necessary. Okay, use from section B. All right, yeah. Anything that is measurable. Age is a variable, yes. So is a variable, yes. Age group is a variable, yes. All the grouping you see there, they are the values. So someone say variable, anything that is measurable, yes, that is correct. But I was trying to bring the simpler term. Why do you have variable? Variable. It means whatever it carries varies. That's where that word came from. All right. Educational level. Why is educational level a value? Educational level is not a value. Educational level is a variable. The values there are secondary, primary, tertiary. No formal education, those are the values, but educational level is a variable. The preferred action verb to mention in main objective is study, investigate, explore. No, to study. Please do not use study. Do not use study. Study is like an umbrella word. It may not go very well. Your supervisors may not like it. You can use investigate. Yes, you can use explore, determine, ascertain, but don't use study. How many objectives is one supposed to have? Yes, for the School of Public Health, I think it's usually 5. To assess, yes, you can use to assess. Yeah, you can use to assess. Yeah, so the School of Public Health usually recommends 5. But like I said, you can still have 4. You can also have 6. Um, Explore is the same thing. When you want to explore, it's the same thing as to explore is also to determine, is also to examine. They are just different verbs. Okay. Uh, the aim, yes, the aim can be the same thing as the general objective. Yes. Your aim can be the same thing as the general objective. Then you can now have your specific objectives. Yes. Very correct, Vincent. Okay, so I will have addressed the comments. So let's move to what we have. So, like I was saying, objective one is descriptive, objective two is descriptive, objective three is also descriptive. Now, if all your objectives are descriptive and you submit it for your program, you will not be able to graduate. The condition to graduate is you must have at least one inferential statistics. At least one inferential statistics, meaning you should have an objective where an independent variable is associating with your outcome variable. Objective three has your outcome variable, which is medication adherence. That is what is motivating you to do this study. So your objective four, you have to have an objective where you want to associate independent variable with your outcome variable. So our objective four will now be to, we can now use explore here to explore factors associated, to explore factors associated with medication adherence. uh, Medication adherence, sorry, let me remove this. Medication adherence among TB patients in Port Harcourt. So this objective four now is inferential statistics. Why is it inferential statistics? Because you have independent variable, which are your factors. So in our own case now, we have two factors. We have to explore factors. So we have social demographic factors. We also have treatment, oh, sorry, treatment. We also have treatment, regimen, treatment regimen. Yeah. So to explore factors, social demographic factors, treatment regimen factors associated with medication adherence. So these ones, they are your independent variable. Why the medication adherence is your dependent variable, your outcome variable. Why is it called dependent variable? Look at it like in a family. Let me see the chart again. Can one have three objectives as the case? No, you can't have three objectives. Oh. Professor Best will not allow you. Ogaji will frown. Professor Tobin West will ask you to go back and complete it. You can't have three because three means you are not ready to work. That's what three means. Don't be a lazy Nigerian youth. Too. Eh? Motala Hassan. Irene, what didn't you get? Grace, what didn't you understand? Well, the reason why you're doing a research is to solve a problem. All right. Now, hypothesis is part of what helps you solve that problem. I would explain it as we progress now, but I have a lot of these things I have done in my videos, but I will try. I'm trying to make it as simple as it can be. What makes factors independent? That is what I want to explain now. Why? How do we identify independent and dependent variable in any research study? Good. That is what I want to explain now. So I wanted to use like if you're a parent, I know most of you in this class, you are parents and you have children. Now, between you and the children, when you want to go and fill a form as a parent, there are some forms they will ask you, how many dependents do you have? How many dependents do you have? All right. You write 3, you write 4. So if you see your children as dependents and you have 2 kids, you will write 2. If you see your wife as a dependent, like in my own case now, my wife also qualifies as my dependent. So in my own case, I would put 3, my wife and 2 kids. All right. So what does that mean? It means that your kids depends on you. So the dependent variable depends on the independent variable. The independent variable means I am alone. I am not depending on anybody. Like they will say in my dialect, I am Odogu. I am standing on my own. I am not depending on anybody. Instead, people are depending on me. That makes you an independent variable. You are standing on your own, meaning that nothing is influencing you. For example, age. Tell me what will influence your age. Is there anything that you will do that will make your age faster? Hello? Somebody is saying, George, don't worry. During question and answer, please ask your question, okay? You don't have to be confused in this class. You are depending on God, okay? That is another way. Yes. We are depending on God. So meaning that God is independent. He doesn't depend on anybody. All right? Age is independent. There is nothing you do that will make your age faster. All right? There is nothing you do that will make your age faster. You will have to wait for 24 hours. You can't speed up the time. You can't increase 24 hours. Well, people can change their age like football and employment, but that doesn't mean you yourself, you don't know your real age. Hey, you can change your age on paper. Let me give you a very good, a very wonderful scenario. Few years ago, in one of the departments, I don't want to mention the place so that you guys will not be able to link it. In one of the department, there was a guy that works there. The guy went to change his age. He went to reduce his age. I don't know how many years he reduced his age. And now his colleagues, they have retired. He himself, he has become so old that they have to help him to come to work. But they can't retire him because he has not reached the retirement age. If he leaves the work, he will not get his retirement benefits. Looking at the guy is so old, but his credentials are showing that he has not gotten to retirement age. I really felt for him. He was coming to work with struggle because you will see that the guy is over 70 years. But his certificate, what he submitted, is showing that he's not up to 65 years. So they can't retire him unless he has to do uh, uh, um, voluntary retirement. And the benefits are not the same. You see, so you can change your age on paper, but you can't change your age on your body. That's the difference. You see, so age itself is independent. I beg you, Kelechi, no be me talk. Oh, you will hear it from my mouth. Glory is not you. People will not hear it from my mouth. I didn't say anything. Okay, oh. You people are on your own. Glory and Kelechi, you're on your own. All right, so oh dear. What was the name of the department? Is called politics, sir. Okay. I said the name of the department is called politics. No wahala, Obaro. All right. So independence is not depending on anything or anyone. It's standing on its own. Nothing can change it. All right. So those variables, they are independent. Like your age now is independent. All right. When you're born, you're either born male, female. It's independent. But when you talk about something like medication adherence is not independent. Do you know why? Because it can be influenced. Medication adherence can be influenced by a lot of factors. It can be influenced by someone's age. It can be influenced by someone's gender. It can be influenced by simple education. Probably the person is always going to an environment where they teach them about the benefit of adhering to your medication, not missing your TB medication. You will see that those people that are always hearing information may have better medication adherence than those that are in at home 247 that don't hear the same messages. So you see, for medication adherence to be good or poor, it will most likely be influenced by an external factor. That's why it's called the dependent variable. So dependent variable is always dependent on something. Now, another example is malaria. Malaria, it's a dependent variable. Okay. Yeah. So independent variable is the cause. Okay. So it's a standalone. I'm just trying to use terms so that you can actually appreciate what I'm saying. I'm trying not to use definitions in textbooks and the rest of them. Okay. So another example is malaria. Okay. Malaria is dependent on what? Malaria is dependent on what? Whether someone will be tested positive or negative, dependent on the environment. Thank you. So malaria is dependent on the environment. It doesn't stand on its own. Whether someone would be positive or tested positive, thank you. Mosquito bite, thank you. So malaria is might be the problem you want to solve in the research. And every problem is a dependent variable because that problem you want to solve can either increase or reduce depending on some factors. So those factors they depend on, those factors are the independent variable. As mosquito is an independent variable. All right. There is nothing that you do that will prevent mosquito from having the 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 parasites, that it will inject inside the human. So the only thing you can do is you can spray the environment and reduce the number of the mosquito. But to say you will be able to influence the mosquito not to bite and transmit parasites, that's not possible. So that's why it's independent. It has some level of independency in the things it can do without any external factor, unlike the dependent variable. I know some of us will think that there are no mosquitoes abroad. There are mosquitoes everywhere. All right. There are mosquitoes in Europe. I remember one of my trip to Italy, the restaurant I was eating, I saw a mosquito close to my table and I killed the mosquito. And the mosquito has blood, big blood, and I snapped it because people assume that there are no mosquitoes. They have mosquitoes there, but the mosquitoes they have, it's not the species that transmits the malaria parasite. That's the difference. There are mosquitoes in the US. Like the hotel I stayed in the US, because it's like a beach. The bathroom has mosquito repellent cream. It has mosquito repellent cream. So meaning that if you go out into the beach, mosquito can bite you. But the only difference is that the mosquito will not transmit malaria parasites. That is the difference. Okay? What if mosquito doesn't get malaria patient to feed on them to become a well, all those ones I don't have been sterilized. Well, mosquitoes have been sterilized. I don't know, maybe in somewhere else, but not in Nigeria. Okay, so you get what I'm trying to say now, between the independent and the dependent. Okay, so when you do your study, that problem you want to solve is your dependent variable, because that problem you want to solve can increase or reduce, can change depending on some factors. So those factors it depends on. Those are your independent variables. So that's how you know your independent and your dependent variable. Like my second master's topic was on noise induced hearing loss. That was what I did for my second MSc. Noise induced hearing loss. So noise-induced hearing loss is the dependent variable. So whether someone will have noise-induced hearing loss or not is dependent on sound pressure level. You can't stop people from listening to music. You can't stop loud sound. You can't stop a lot of things. They are independent on your own. So those things will determine whether someone will have noise-induced hearing loss or not. Marital status is not a dependent variable, unless you want to do a study and you want to call marital status a dependent variable. Marital status is not a dependent variable. All right, it's not a dependent variable, it's an independent variable, because the marital status can influence a problem. What we usually call dependent variables are problems you want to solve. You can't call marital status a dependent variable. Is marital status a problem? It's not a problem, so it can't be a dependent variable. You can't say somebody can be single today and tomorrow they will be married, and next tomorrow they will be single again, and the other one they will be. You. That's how. I mean, do you find marital status changing like a pendulum just because of an environment? For me, I've been married for like 12 years now, and I can stay married till I the Lord calls me. So for you to say marital status is a dependent variable, what you're telling me now is that today you are married, somebody comes and slap you, boa, you become single. Next tomorrow you go and watch television, you become married. The other day you don't like the food, you become single. I mean, so that is, if you want to look at it that way, that is what marital status being a dependent variable is. So it's not a dependent variable. Dependent variables are usually the problem you want to solve. Uh, Breaking seriously. I hope it's not my mic you are talking about. Okay, all right. So let us progress. So now that you have your descriptive statistics, objective 4, you have your inferential statistics. Hypothesis. Hypothesis is only derived from an inferential statistics objective. If you don't have an inferential statistic, sorry, let me color this. If you don't have an inferential statistic objective, you can't have a hypothesis. All right, you can't have a hypothesis. So you can't have a hypothesis for objective 1 because it's descriptive. You can't have a hypothesis for objective 2 because it's descriptive. You can't have a hypothesis for objective 3 because it's descriptive. You can have a hypothesis for objective 4 because it's inferential. So the hypothesis is usually 2. You have the null hypothesis. All right. The null says there is no difference. So your null hypothesis, sorry, miss an S. The null hypothesis says there is no difference. There is what? No difference. Sometimes you can say no statistical significant difference between your independent variable. In our own case now, we are not, so when you're writing your hypothesis, you are not going to use the umbrella word factors again. You are going to use the individual variable that it applies to. So this hypothesis, no hypothesis one, we can say there's no difference or no statistical significant difference between age and medication adherence. All right, and medication adherence. Then the alternate hypothesis, you can copy this. You can just copy this because it's the same thing. You can copy this and put it here. So the alternate will now be there is a difference or statistical significant. So alternate hypothesis one will now be there is a difference or statistical significant difference between age and medication adherence among TB patients in Port Harcourt. So this your null hypothesis is what guides the inferential statistics that you are going to do. So depending on the social demographic variables you're interested in, you can list them here. There's no difference in age, there's no difference in marital status, there's no difference in these. And the treatment regimen, you can list them as well. There's no difference in type of TB, and there's no difference in diagnosis characteristics, and there's no difference in patient characteristics. So depending on the variables that you want to use, but ensure that whatever variable you would use for your inferential statistics and also your hypothesis are variables that literatures have shown could be statistically significantly, differ to the problem. So don't just choose factors because you like the factor or because you want to put it in your work. Your chapter 2, you do what they call literature review. And in that literature review, part of what you're going to do, since objective 4 is to explore, because you do your literature review. I don't know if they have told you this. You do your literature review, that's your chapter 2, according to your specific objective. So your literature review is done objective by objective. So one of the sections of your literature review will be factors associated with medication adherence. So based on literatures, the factors that are associated with medication adherence, those are the factors you would put in your work, and those are the factors you would use in your inferential statistics and your hypothesis, so that when you peradventure analyze your data, you will now be able to use those literatures to back up what you have analyzed. If you now go and choose factors that are not found in literatures, during your discussion, it will be difficult for you to discuss your work, which is this chapter 5, because you'll be having challenges to find studies to back up the analysis you have done. All right? Yes, the problems you want to solve are your dependent variables. So when you're doing a research, that problem you want to solve in that research, that's your dependent variable. If you're doing a study on preeclampsia, preeclampsia is your dependent variable. HIV, if you're doing a study, you want to know the prevalence of HIV, HIV-E would be your dependent variable. If you're doing a study on respiratory tract infection, that would be your dependent variable. So when you write your research title, the problem you want to solve in that research, that is your dependent variable by default. Okay? No significant difference, yes. The inferential statistics is confusing me. Well, inferential statistics shouldn't confuse you, because inferential statistics means you are doing an association between the independent variable and the outcome variable. If you look at your descriptive statistics, it's only social demographic characteristics that is here. Nothing else is here. Objective 2 is only treatment regimen that is here. Objective 3 is only medication adherence that is here. But objective 4, you have two things. You have social demographic characteristics or treatment regimen and the outcome variable or the dependent variable, which is medication adherence. So inferential statistics means you are going to be doing some form of association. Okay, so now let's proceed to the data analysis. Then we can wrap up the class. So objective 1, to determine the social demographic characteristics. How do you run that? It's very easy. So you are concentrating on section A for this. So first of all, we have to load this data into our EPInfo. So to load this data into your EPInfo, you go to Classic. You click on Classic. Let me see. Yeah, so it is opening now. So you click on Classic. Okay, it has opened. So when you click on Classic, it's going to show you this. So when you get here, you have to read your data sheets. Okay, you have to read your data sheets. I've heard people make comments like p-value not being the tool to decide. Well, p-value is what you use to determine whether there's a significant difference or not. Okay, I have a webinar that I treated p-values. So let me get it for you. I will put it here. That's part of the webinar on the YouTube page. If I am you, it's just that during my time, I didn't have this opportunity. But now you have the opportunity where I make these videos and you can access them without having to pay for it. So this is one of the webinars. I have a lot of them there, 27 videos. All right. So this one is on p-value and statistical significant difference, so that you can really learn about what p-values really is. Okay. And in the description of that YouTube, you will see, I think, 2 or 3 blogs I've written on p-value and statistical significance too, where I broke it down to the simplest form, because that is what I do on my webinars. I try to break these things down. Okay. So yes, at least one inferential statistics, at least one. Yeah, you may not need more than one for the master's program. At least one inferential statistics. Is it possible you only put your null hypothesis without? I will encourage you to put your null hypothesis and your alternates. Please don't put null and leave alternates. The hypothesis is dependent on your specific objective. So the hypothesis is tied to your specific objective. So if you look at this, my specific objective 4, the hypothesis I'm stating is based on objective 4. So how many the hypothesis would be would depend on how many independent variable I want to use to associate with the medication adherence. So that is up to you. There's no standard number. That is up to you. Okay. So if I forget any question in the chat, you can ask it verbally after the session. Okay. So what was I saying now? I was trying to say you have to read the data. So our data is in a spreadsheet 2003. So you go to read, click on it. I think in EPInfo you click once, not twice. So you go to read. Yeah, so just a second. My dog, I forgot I'm supposed to release him and his time has elapsed. He's now calling me. Just a second. I'll be back in a few minutes. Let me release him, please. If I don't release Favor, he will keep barking and will be distracting my lecture. So I need to get him out. Okay, all right. So let's finish, then I can take your questions, okay? So like I said, once you open the EPINFO, you go to read. Now you have database type. You entered your data in Excel, 2003 for us, so you have to choose your database type. So you come here, you click here and you look for it. This is it. Microsoft Excel 97 2003 workbook, like I mentioned to you. So you choose this one. Then your data source, you have to find where you kept that data. Some of us, you keep the data in desktop, you keep it in documents, you keep it, But in my own case, I kept the data in downloads just for practice so that I can easily access it. Okay. So I'll go to browse, then I'll go to download and pick it. So I'm in download, see it here, clean data. So I click on it and I say open. That's all. Then you say okay. Now, one thing with EPINFO is when you open it, it usually lists the sheets that are in your spreadsheet. So, like in this my spreadsheet now, I have only sheet 1. Now, there are some of us that may have more than one sheet. All right. So maybe you mistakenly have another sheet and another sheet. But sheet 3 and sheet 2, they are blank. It's only sheet 1 that has data. So when you put your data sheet in EPINFO, it will show you 3 sheets. Let me show you that. You will see what I mean. Now I have 3 sheets. Let me save this and do that again. So I go to read. I choose the database, which is this one. I browse and I locate the data. This is it. And I say, okay. All right. So you see now, it has displayed 3 sheets. But if you look at the Excel sheet, it's only sheet 1 that has data. So choose the sheet that has data. So in our own case, it's sheet 1. And you say, okay, that's it. You're ready for your data analysis. So our objective 1, objective 2, and objective 3, they are inferential statistics. So meaning that I can run all my data descriptive statistics all at the same time. And EPINFO gives you the opportunity to do that. So if you go to frequency, if you click frequency, it can list all the variables you have in your spreadsheet. They are all here. So you can run frequency. So when you say frequency of, it means your focus is on the categorical variable. So we can't do frequency of age. If you do frequency of age, which is a continuous variable, this is what you will have. A long list of age, long list. And I don't think this is what you want to put in your work. Imagine you have your data population is 200, 300. You will have a long list of 300. So that's why we don't usually recommend frequency for continuous variable, because you will have this long list you don't need. So for age, we will do mean. So you just go to means. This is where you go to. You go to means. Then means of what? Means of age. So it's only age that is continuous variable. So you do means of age. You just choose your age. And that's it. When you say okay, it will display the total, but what you need for your work is the mean and the standard deviation. Every other thing here is not important. So you pick your mean, which is 37.96. You pick your standard deviation. So before you start running the analysis, you can create your result table if you want. All right. So probably you probably have your table 4, because let's go to the next page. You page break. So you probably have your chapter 4, which is usually your result or result and discussion, depending on how they have done it now. So it can stay in the middle, and it's usually Times New Roman 12. Times New Roman 12. That's the standard for the School of Public Health. Let me bring it down small so that I can do my table well. Okay, so down here, you can have your table 1, which is table 4.1, because it's your chapter 4, then first table, table 4.1. Then you can have the social demographic characteristics. Okay, then you can make your table. So it's only 3 things you need on that table, only 3. So the table would be in 3 columns, because in your table you just need the variable. If you don't want to call it variable, you can call it characteristics. It's still allowed. Either you call it variable or characteristics. This place is your frequency. Then this place is your percent. So this is what your table looks like. Okay. So Times New Roman 12. Remember to always use Times New Roman 12. Then this would be bold. This and this and this would be bold. This would be bold and in the middle. Bold and in the middle. Then you will list. So the first one now would be our age group, to be the age group. That's what you analyze first. So let's analyze our age group and see what it looks like. So we'll go to frequency now. What we did was mean age. So we can actually add our mean age there and wait for our categorical age. So you can't copy this and paste in your work like this. It will not be allowed. So what you do is you just extract what you need. So this is our mean, plus or minus standard deviation, SD. So that is what so these are the 2 things you need. You need the mean from this analysis and the standard deviation, which is this one. So those are the 2. So if you look at the analysis, your standard deviation is 14.0, your mean is 37.96. Those are the 2 things you need for your analysis result. So you can add it here. So you can have your, I'm sorry, this is not, it's just that it shifted when I moved it here. But so let me just delete this so that it doesn't confuse you, please. Let's look at the analysis. So the mean is 37.96. So you put your mean 37.96. You insert your plus or minus. You go to insert symbol. You get your plus or minus there. Then look at the next one is 14.00. 14.00. So you bring it to the middle. So that is your mean age. So let's sort out the categorical age that will be on top. We may need more space up here. So let's go back. So this time we are doing frequency. So let's do frequency for the age group first. So you go to frequency of choose age group. So this is it. So it gives you a table like this. Now this table has the variable name, the values, frequency, percentage, cumulative frequency. So you don't need cumulative frequency, okay? You only need frequency and percentages. So if you copy this table like this and paste it in your work like this, they will fail you. All right. Whether it's SPSS, whether it's EPINFO, you are not allowed to paste your data analytics output in your work. So you have to create a table like this, copy it and paste it there. So what you do is you copy this the way it is here, you come to your real table. All right, come to your real table and paste it there. So when you paste it, you can centralize it. Then since you already have percent here, no need having all this percentage. So you just delete them. You don't need them anymore. So you have sorted out age. You have to remove the bold here. So that's it. So you can move your mean age up here. Good. So this is your age now. So for those that are 18 to 27, 29 of them, or 29 of the patients were between 18 to 27, and the percentage is 28.71. How was 28.71 gotten? Is easy. 29 times 100 divide by the total number. So what is the total number for this data? 101. So you can come here and put your 101 here. N equal to 101. That's your sample size. So 29 times 100 divided by 101 will give you 28.71. 26 times 100 divided by 101 will give you 25.74. So that's how this percentage works. But you don't have to do that manually. The statistical software will do it. So you go to your spreadsheet again. The next one is your sex. So you put your sex here and make it bold. Then go to your data analysis, analyze your sex. So you go to frequency off. Then you choose sex. See it here. You say okay. Then you can copy it like you did before. You come here, you can delete this one. Then you can paste your sex. When you paste it, you can also do the same. You can copy it and come and paste it under here like that. Remove the bold here, centralize it, okay? Then remove the percentage. So your table is growing. So that's how you build your table, until you get to the end of the social demographic characteristics. All right. Then you can now create the second table. So, but after you have created this table and you have done age group, sex, and you've gotten to occupation, all right, you can delete the last row there. But you know that if you take this table like this to the School of Public Health, they will not accept this table. So there's a way the School of Public Health table usually is. So how do you format it for that? You come to this place, look at this place, you click it, highlight all the table, then go to no border, then highlight this first row, choose bottom border and top border, then you now choose bottom border. So this is how they like the table in the School of Public Health, like this. All right. So that's how the table is. So if I remove my grid line now, you will see what the table looks like. So this is how they like their table. So they don't like their table having, those bars and all those things there. Okay. So they don't like their tables looking like this. They like their tables looking like this. And it's very easy to do. Okay. So, but let's take it back so that I will use the line for what I want to do. So you have done your social demographic 4.1. So your 4.2 now will now be, what is your 4.2? Sorry, I have to remove all these things that are here. That's my second table, table 4.2, that deals with treatment regimen. So this one now will now be table treatment regimen. Okay. So that's it. So the first one on the is type of TB. So you can come here, frequency of type of TB. Frequency of type of TB. Okay, so that's it. So you copy it like you've been doing. That's how it's done. All right. But you can actually do this. You can actually automate this. You see this pasting and all these things I'm doing. This is manual. But you can actually automate the process, meaning you can use ChatGPT to do this thing for you automatically without you having to do this manual work that I'm doing that is wasting my time. All right, I will share the video that I did where you can use ChatGPT to actually automate this process so that you don't have to stress yourself. ChatGPT will do everything for you. All right, I know a lot of you like easy process. So let me get the video for ChatGPT that will help you do that so that you can use it. Yeah, so this is the video using ChatGPT to actually do this thing I'm doing manually. So I've put it up here so you can actually go there and watch it so that you can see how ChatGPT can help you do this thing I'm doing manually faster. Okay, and save you enough time. So I forgot to add my variable name here. So let me copy this, cut this and bring it down one time. The variable name is type of TB. So I have to add it here, type of TB. Okay. So I make it bold. All right. So the second one is diagnosis classification. So I add that diagnosis classification. All these things I'm doing it manually, but I don't do these things manually anymore. Okay. I automate the process in ChatGPT, and ChatGPT does it for me better. So diagnosis. So I go to frequency of diagnosis classification. That's it. I copy. I'm only doing it because of teaching you. When I work, I automate a lot of things I do, right? Because I don't have much time to be doing manual work. So I copy this, I paste it here, and I remove the bold here. I centralize this. So that is what you will do manually until you arrange all your table. So you see, it's actually a lot of work. So you do that, and by the time your table is completed, you can remove what is left. Then you can do what I did before, because the School of Public Health doesn't like your table looking like this. So you go to this, remove border, highlight this first one, add the bottom and the top, then come to this last row and add the bottom. So this is the way they like your table to look. Okay, so we are done with this now. So the next one will now be the table for inferential statistics, which is the objective. But first you have to do the prevalence. That's the fourth objective. The fourth objective, which is the prevalence of the third objective, prevalence of medication adherence. So let's analyze that first. What is it called? Let's look at what is called adherence classification. So you come here, frequency of adherence classification. Okay, so for this, your main outcome, even if you want to put it in another table, maybe because this is 4.2, so it will not fit in here because this 4.2 is treatment regimen. So you have to copy it, create another table, which would be your 4.3. So that one will now be your adherence. All right, adherence classification. All right, so let me put my grid line so that I'll be able to see what I'm doing. So that's my grid line. Okay, so I'll remove this. So I'll call this table adherence classification. Adherence classification. So let's analyze. Okay, I've analyzed it already. So I'll copy this, copy it, and put it here. I think I only need 2. So let me delete all this. I don't need all these rows. I only need 2. Good. So I copy this, paste it here. Paste it here. So I can remove this now. I don't need it anymore. So I can remove the bold here. Then centralize this, remove my percentage, manual work. All right, then I can put the line border there. Okay. So now this is my main outcome variable. So what I would recommend you to do, as much as it lies in your power, put your main outcomes in a chart, right? So yeah, your main outcome can be in a table, but you can put it in a chart. And I taught you how to put this thing in chart. So it's very easy to do. I can still show you that quickly, but I know I have shown you during this class. So you can still go back and watch the data wrangling and visualization class. I have shown you how to do that, but let me just show you one more time. Okay, so let me open my Google Sheet, because for you to do that, you have to open a Google Sheet. Okay, so I need to get a Google Sheet open. Just a second. Let me get a Google Sheet open. Yeah. So good. So that's a Google Sheet. I'm coming. I'll share so that you can see. Okay, so that's my Google Sheet. So what I would do, so let me share again. Yeah. So that's my Google Sheet. So let me get the result out from here before I go to my Google Sheet. So I'm copying the result. So this is it. I want to create a pie chart for this on the Google Sheet. So I go to my Google Sheet. So that's it. Very easy to do. So you paste it here. So you don't need this. So you can remove the counts. What you need is a percentage. You copy it, you put it here. So you have good, poor. So all you do, remove this. So you just highlight this, go to insert, and go to charts. That's it. So you have that here. So you can move this, maybe make this bold, increase the font size, maybe 14. Okay, it's looking well. If you don't like the blue color, you can change it to something you like. If you don't like this, you can maybe make it lighter. You can change the red. If you don't like it, maybe give it another color, green. Okay, or you can give it something else, yellow. Okay. Then you have to title this chart. So you come to up here, uh, chart style. No, close this. Click it again. Um, let's see, setup, customize, pie chart, chart style. Oh, sorry, why is it not showing? You double click on it. Um, okay, you don't. Okay, customize is here. Charts axis titles. So this is it. So the chart title, you call it. You can call it. You can call it prevalence of adherence. Okay, then you format it, is here, so you can bring it to the middle. You can make it bold, you can color it black, then you can increase the size. 16 is small, maybe like 20 or 24. Okay, that's good. So you are good to go. So you can make it bold here, then you can download it. You can download it. Then when it's downloaded, you click on it. Sorry, I've clicked something else. This is not what I want. I don't want you. So I go here, click here, open the chart, copy it, then go to your Word document and paste it down there in a fresh page. So paste it there. Then sorry, this is too big, you're not seeing. Yeah. So paste it there and call it figure 1. Figure 1, which is your prevalence of adherence. So that is it. You can bold the figure and leave the other one. Yeah. So you're good to go. So it's good to put your main outcome variable in a chart. It's a very good practice. So if you don't want the pie chart, you want to use bar, it's easy. Just go to the insert in your chart, change. So in this chart, sorry, click on the chart. If you go to setup, it's showing you pie chart. So you can remove the pie chart, turn it to one of these. So maybe you can turn it to these or these or these, or anyone. Yeah, you can turn it to this. You can change the color as well. If you don't like this color, you can change this, So that is the way it works. Yeah. So the objective now left is our fifth objective, where we will now do the inferential statistics, where we're now going to be doing association between some of the factors and the outcome variable. So before you run that analysis, you have to create a table for it. So this is how you create your table for associated factors. Okay. Let me paste this here. So this can be table 4.4. You can title it factors associated with medication adherence. Okay, medication adherence. Good. So you remove the classification, you can leave the number. So this table format will change. It will change. So you have to reduce this. So we need more columns. So this will stay, variable characteristics will stay. Then here, this place, I will merge these two. To merge it, you highlight it and just press alternate A and M. Alternate A and M will merge it. Is it alternate A? Alternate A and M. Yeah, okay. Hold alternate A and M, it will merge it. So here I call it medication adherence. I paste it here. So this is going to go, I'm sorry. So here I have good. Here I have poor, but you have to put what the number of poor is. Poor is how many? 35. 35. 35. Good is how many? I think 66. And I think it's 66. Yeah. Yeah, 66. Good is 66. So you have to prepare all this first. Then here you would have total. You will have total. Then you will have another column that will now have your chi-square. Why are you using chi-square? Because you're going to be checking for differences in percentages, then you do your p-value. So if you want to know more about this, watch that video on p-value and test of significance. It will give you clarity. What test do you use for what? All right. So we're using chi-square because we're checking for differences in percentages here. So you bold this. So now let's go and run our analysis so that we can bring it here. So we'll run, so for age, since you have continuous variable of age, you can run the mean age against good and poor so that you know which group have higher or lower mean age. So that one, you will not use a chi-square. If you're checking for differences in two means, you would use the student t-test, the independent student t-test, okay? If you're checking for differences in three or more means, you will use the analysis of variance, the ANOVA, also called the F-statistics. So let's do student t-test first. So the inferential statistics, you go to means, you choose your age, mean age, then the category would be medication adherence, which is adherence classification, and you say, okay. So you see now it has given you where what mean is for what. So if you paste it here, although ChatGPT can do this automatically for you, you don't have to do this manually, but I'm doing it manually because I'm teaching you. So here you will have your age, all right? Then when you have your age, here you will now have your mean, then add your symbol, SD, then good. Good is how many? This is good. This is poor. So good is 37.96. Then you add the plus or minus 13.31. Okay. Then poor is 37.94. You insert your plus or minus 15. That's your standard deviation. 15.41. 15.41. Oh, sorry. Putting it in the wrong place. 15.41. All right. So where do you get your? So there will be no need for total for means. There will be no need for chi-square and p-value. You will just put your student t-test and the p-value and put a note down here. I'll show you how that is done. So let's remove this and check. So when you come to the analysis, you will see your student t-test. See it here. Your t-test is 0.01, your p is 0.9927. So that's not statistically significant because it's higher than 0.05 cutoff. So go to that webinar on t-test and get the reason why all these things are the way they are. So our t-test is 0.01. Our p-value is 0.992. It's not significant, so no need putting anything down. So since you have said you're going to use these for chi-square and p-value and you have one mean, so just put like a symbol here. You can go to insert, just find a symbol like this and put there. Highlight it and make it superscript like this. Then come here, all right, and put that symbol down there as a key and tell us that that symbol or there and tell us that that symbol means student t-test, but it's actually independent student t-test. Okay, you know, we have independent t-test and paired student t-test. It's actually independent. Okay, so that is done. Then for the categorical variables, so let's do age group. So to do age group, you go to tables. To do means, you go to means. To do association with categorical variables, you go to tables. So you click on tables. and you choose what you want to associate, in this case, age group, then your outcome. So that's it. So it gives us everything. But you have to realize you are using row percentages, not column percentages. So this is too much. Let me use something that is I can easily put in the table. So let's do sex. So I choose sex and outcomes. So that will be shorter. Okay, so this is fairer. So you can copy that, including the chi-square, and you can put it below so that you can juggle things up and down. So if you look at this result, let me reduce the size a bit. Let me make it single and 0 points. So if you look at this result, what are you seeing? You have the sex here. Make it bold. Here I have the female. Here I have the male. So if you look at this result, in this, because of this total, you will be using row percentages, not column percentages. So row percentage is what you would use. You only use column percentage if you're doing a study that you are testing the difference in two different populations. Like you are doing a study, you collected data from rural, you collected data from urban. You want to check if they differ. So any study you're doing where you're check like categorical, like studies where you want to compare, comparative study. So if you're doing a comparative study between two populations, two different groups and all that, you will use column percentage. Column percentage means the 100% is calculated from up to down. So if you look down here, it's 100%. But row percentage, it is like this, 100%. So if you're doing a study that is not comparative, you're going to use row percentage. So our own study is not comparing. We are not comparing two populations. Like if you want to compare the prevalence of adherence now between those in the teaching hospital and those in maybe in the primary healthcare facility, that's a comparative study. So you may want to use column percentages. So in this case, we are using row percentages. So based on what we have here, I have my 23. So what you are doing here would be your number counts and percentage. That is what you are doing. N percentage. Why is it changing my? Okay, good. So this is what you'll be doing. N percentage. All right. So your female is 23. What's the percentage? 74.19 for good. Then for poor is 8, 25.81. Then the total is 31, then 100%. So you manually copy all these things. But like I said, you can use ChatGPT to automate these things. You don't have to do it manually. 43, then 61.43. Then we have 27, 38.57. Then 70, then 100. Then you now go down and get your chi-square. So this is your chi-square here. Let me make it so that we can easily see our chi-square. So we are using Pearson's chi-square because we are checking for differences in percentages. So our chi-square is down here. See it here. That's our chi-square. That's our p-value. It's not statistically significant. So you can copy your chi. So what EPInfo does, it gives you uncorrected chi-square, Mantel-Haenzel chi-square, and corrected, Yates corrected. So you can use either uncorrected or corrected, but Mantel-Haenzel is usually recommended for case control study. So if your study is not a case control study design, please do not use Mantel-Haenzel. If you want to know, oh there, okay, yeah. So if you want to know more about your research methodology, I have a 2-day workshop I did on research methodology. So let me share it here. So all these things I'm sharing is for those that really want to learn. I know some of you are not tired of watching reels on YouTube, so you can continue. But for those that want to upgrade themselves, please, I have part. I will do part 3 very soon. So those that are on the platform will know when I will do part 3. So this is part 1 and part 2. For those that want to master research methodology, please, that webinar will open your eyes for most of these things I'm saying. Okay, so you are not using Monte-Hansel unless you're doing a case control. So if you're doing a cross-sectional study, because most of you that are here will be doing cross-sectional study, prevalence study. So I can't talk more about that. Just go and watch the workshop on research method and gain the knowledge for that. So I'm taking my chi-square and the p-value up here so that I can easily put it there. See, I'm doing all these things manually when I can actually automate them. So I put my chi-square here, 1.54. In bracket, I put my p-value 0.213. So based on this p-value, the cutoff for statistical significance is p less than or equal to 0.05. Less than or equal to 0.05. Okay, that's the cutoff. So statistical significance. Statistical significance cutoff is p less than or equal to 0.05. So this p here is not, this is greater than 0.05, so it's not significant. So what is this result telling us? You can see that in gender, the medication adherence, good medication adherence is higher in female, 74.19, compared to male, 61.47. But this difference in percentages is not strong enough to cause a statistical significant difference. So 74.19 is not significantly higher than 61.41. So whether you're using a student t-test or you're using chi-square for checking differences in percentages, or you're using Mann-Whitney for checking differences in 2 median, or you're using Kruskal-Wallis for checking differences in 3 or more medians, okay? What you are checking is differences. That is what the test of significance check. If this is so, if you look at this first part now, this t-test is checking whether 37.96 is statistically significantly different from 37.94 if age differ by medication adherence. So looking at the p-value, you can tell that medication adherence does not differ by age, and medication adherence does not differ by gender. Even if females have slightly better adherence than male, that difference is not much enough, because if you do 74, if you do 74.19 minus 61.43, it's 12.76% difference. So I guess that is not too big enough to cause a statistical significant difference. So let's go to our null hypothesis now. Our null hypothesis says there is no difference, no statistical difference between age and medication adherence. So if we look at the analysis we have done, you will see that based on the p-value, there's no difference between age and medication adherence. So we are going to accept our null hypothesis that says there's no difference between age and medication adherence. You can have a null hypothesis based on the table we have that there's no difference between sex and medication adherence, and we would accept that hypothesis because there's no difference. However, if the p-value was significantly different, then we would have accepted our alternate hypothesis. So it's 8:14, and I'm wrapping up here. So thank you very much for your time. So I think that is all that I want to show you. You can use tomorrow to rest. I have lined up meetings tomorrow. I won't be able to see you, so use it and rest. So I will come back to you on your assessments. That's if Professor Tobin West asked me to run an assessment for you, then I will do so. But if not, they will probably give you. So thank you very much for your time. Please, I would unmute all of you now to ask your questions. So those of you that have put something in the chat box, so you have the ability to unmute yourself now. Please raise your hands up. If you want to ask me a question before we wrap up for today, please raise your hands up. Very good. So let's start with Chukwuebuka. Chukwuebuka, let's start from you.
Okay, thank you, sir, for the lecture. So insightful. So I want to ask, You were mentioning about the chat GPT and using this. Does it mean that if you use chat GPT, you don't need to use the AP info? For instance, if you want
No,
to do
no,
that.
no, 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 no. The ChatGPT is not for analysis. You're
Uh-huh.
using the EPINFO to analyze your data.
Yes.
ChatGPT will help you arrange the table. This thing I'm
Oh,
doing manually, I'm copying and pasting. You think
oh,
I am doing it manually because I'm just, like showing you.
okay, sir.
Imagine you have 20 variables,
Hmm.
30. You think you have time to be doing this thing you spend almost the whole day doing that. But
Okay.
if you're able to master chat GPT, then in 1 hour you have done all your tables.
Wow.
Yes,
But
yes,
you
that's
will
how
still use
amazing it is.
the AP info for the
Yes,
analysis.
you yes, you will use EPINFO, SPSS for analysis. Then the chat GPT will just help the process in terms of helping you organize your tables, automating it. But you know that there's something they call responsible AI, meaning that even if ChatGPT is helping you arrange this table, you also have to look at the values to ensure that ChatGPT actually copied the right thing.
Hmm.
ChatGPT can actually make mistakes. I hope you know that.
Yes, yes,
So
yes.
responsible AI says you as a human have to review whatever ChatGPT does to ensure that it did not make mistake. Okay, and I've posted that webinar. It's free. You can access it. All the code and all the prompts, they are all there. I attached all about 9 files or 10 files. They are all there. That has
Okay,
all
sir.
the prompts. Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Yes. So Osai Bovo.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. I think you've answered my question already.
Okay, no problem.
I wanted to ask people can use SPHS instead. Yeah.
Yes, you can use SPSS, of course. Yes, I have videos on SPSS in one of
Yeah.
those. I think two. The one on I can't. But if you chat me up, I can drop them on your
All right, sir.
WhatsApp.
Okay.
Faith Ineka
Bobo leg would not stop coming
is
out.
your baby also in our class? Faith, eh? Let them go and
But it's
buy
not
form.
for
Let them go and
not
buy
for my
form. It's not on your
Yes,
end.
yes,
yes.
sir.
Oh, it's like it's on God's power end. Let me mute God's power.
No, no.
God's power. Please mute yourself. Thank you, thank you. Okay, Faith. Sorry. Yeah, Faith Neka. Please go ahead.
So for the lecture. So my confusion is on this chi-square calculation. I didn't
Yeah.
really get.
Yeah. So you don't even have to get chi-square calculation. I also did this master's program in. I did my second master's was in Uniport. Okay, so I did this your program, 19. Sorry, I said 2017 cohorts. I did this program. After doing the one I did with a UK institution and Euclid University collaboration. You see, and they were teaching us how to calculate chi-square in the class. You calculate it, then you use a table to check whether it's statistical significant. And I told myself, I said, this is the last time in my life I will calculate chi-square manually. When I have SAS, I have Arrow, I have Stata, I have SPSS, I have. So is the statistical software that will generate the chi-square for you, like I've shown you. All right. So you run the analysis, it will bring out the chi-square and the p-value. So you just add it there and interpret it. So I have provided in terms of detailed explanation on how to interpret these statistical significance, what they really mean, and all that. Please, you people should invest in studying. Invest in studying. I've provided the link. Go and watch and learn. I know how many students that are writing me like the webinar. Like you will need this one on because a lot of you are going to have issues on if what does your data collection tool needs. Is it validation? Is it reliability? I know that a lot of you don't even know anything about validity and reliability of your tool, and they will use that one and finish you during mock defense, because you will not even be sure whether it's validity you need or reliability. I have a webinar on validity and reliability. One of my students said this helped her during her mock. She understood what she was really doing. Yeah, so this is my WhatsApp number. So please go and study. Go and study. That is what will make a difference between you and your colleagues that are not in this class. Go and study and equip yourself. So Faith, for knowing whether it's Chi-Square you use or Peace Value you use or this one, that one, go and watch that webinar. And if you watch it and you're not clear, you can do me a voice note for clarification, and I'm happy to do that. Is that okay?
Thank you, sir.
No worries. Okay, Chuku.
Yes, sir. Good evening. Thank you for your time. Sir,
Thank you too.
just as you were encouraging us, some of us are actually trying to put in some more effort to read and to understand and even watch most of those YouTube videos, because our aim is to be able to probably handle maybe some part of our project, you understand? But
Okay,
then
Chuku.
you made it.
Okay, Chuku.
Yes, sir.
I like what you said about some parts. But do not
Yes,
handle the data analysis part, please. Don't use
yes, sir.
your master's program to practice. It's very, very risky. Okay?
Yes,
Yeah.
sir. You mentioned that
Okay.
this evening, and I
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
understand.
Okay.
My concern right now is that some weeks back, Professor Best made mention of we going to have hands-on practice, like they are going to bring in people that will help us to follow these things step by step, hands-on. So when you told us yesterday that today is going to be practical, I was hoping, I even made sure my power is on, so that I was hoping we are going to do hands-on, follow you step by step, and maybe you ask us to share our screen, stuff like that. But it seems I don't believe that part is still
You will
coming.
check. You will check your. If I'm doing hands-on now, they will give me a whole day now. Check your timetable now. What is there is it 3 hours or so?
Hmm.
So I don't
So I
think
would
that's
have
the idea.
really, I would have really loved us to have some hands-on, even if we are not going to do all part of the project. But let's understand what we are doing, so that you understand what I'm saying, so that we
So
can
so that
really
is good.
experience
So
it.
so that is why, yeah. So that is why I'm happy that I have some webinars where I have done this thing. So as you're watching the webinar on YouTube, you can be practicing. When I do this, you practice. I do this, you practice. You see, So when they are saying hands-on, what they mean in this online class for them is that it will be recorded. Then you can go back and practice what has. But you say check how many you guys are here. 234. It's a whole day now. If we want to do hands-on, because everybody will be asking questions, I'll be going back and forth, back and forth. So this time is not the purpose for this. That's why I'm happy it's recorded. So if you're not able to get this particular recording, you can also go to the YouTube and use all the materials there and practice. That's how I learn. There's nothing. You see, one thing with me is there's nothing you ask me that I would tell you I don't know, unless it's not in my field. Then I will tell you, I will link you up with a subject matter expert. Most of the data analysis I learned is people telling me that they want to do this sort of thing if I can do it. If I don't know how to do it, I will tell them I will come back to you. I rarely tell people no. Why should I tell you no when there is YouTube? It's like somebody asking me now, can you cook this type of soup? If I'm interested in it, I won't tell you no. I will tell you I will come back to you. What I will do, I will go to YouTube and type it. How do you make this type of soup? You will see 100 videos on YouTube, and I start watching them. Most of the things I've learned, I learned them on YouTube. So there are a lot of videos on YouTube you can learn. I know a lot of us use YouTube for Omoni, Oboli, Maurice Sam, and the rest of them. But there are many. And what was that one again? Tony, is it Tony Montana? I'm sorry if I mix her name up. I'm sorry. Is it? I know there's a Montana there. Is it Tony? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Yeah. So let me just leave it. Yeah. So okay, Chuku. I hope I answered your.
Yes,
Okay.
thank you.
Okay. Vincent. Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, Uche Montana. Exactly. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah.
Good evening, sir.
Vincent. Yeah. Good evening.
Well done, sir. Well done.
Thank
So
you.
it's concerning the objectives. I don't know. In the objectives, one can add pseudo-graphical factors.
No, not really. Like I said before now, because of the nature of my data sheet, is a practice data. So I don't have much. If you see, I only have section A, section B, section C. So I just the social demographic to cover so that the objective will be long, small. Because if I use only treatment regimen and this, it will only be 2, 3. So I wanted it to be long. So that's why I say, okay, let me add the social demographic. But you don't usually add social demographic as an objective. It's not needed.
Yes, okay.
Yeah. No worries. Okon, Ofem, are you in Akwa Ibom?
No.
I know Okon. Okay, but you are from Akwa Ibom.
No, from Calabar.
Oh, you are from
Calabar, sir.
Okay. The names sound okay. It's almost similar names, I say. Okay, all right. Okon, please go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Thank you for the word lectures. No, my question is about p-value. In a situation whereby your population is unknown, maybe you're working on a community and you can't get the total number in that community. Then how do you calculate your p-value? And maybe
it's not how do you calculate your p-value now. Okon, is how do you calculate your sample size? That is what. Yes, I know that is what you mean.
Yes.
So good. So I want you to go and study. Okon, are you okay? Go ahead.
So let's say you use, let's say, formula of infinity, and the sample size you got is high, looking at the community. So how do you reduce it? Or if the sample size is small, how do you increase it?
That is what I'm telling you now. Okon, it's not something I can explain in this class because it will be long. I've shared a webinar there. Watch that webinar. When you watch it finish, then come back to me and ask your question. Yeah,
Okay,
is that
sir.
okay? Yes. So if I start explaining now, it will be very long. So I want you to have a foundational understanding of sample size determination first. As you're watching this webinar, you will answer your question. So I want you to go and study. I've posted it there, sample size determination and G-power. Go and watch it first. When you finish watching it and you're still unclear, come back to me. You have my number now.
Okay, sir. Yes, sir.
Very good.
Yes,
very
sir.
Good. All right.
Sir.
Erasmus, you're welcome. Erasmus.
Okay. Thank you so much, sir. First of all, I want to find out if starter also could be used as one of those.
Yes, of course. Of course, starter can be used. Yes, if you know how to use starter, please go ahead. The reason why I'm teaching you EPinfo because EPinfo is free. Starter is not free.
Okay. Yes, I also have a licensed starter which I would like to use because
fine.
I'm concerned with that more than EPinfo.
No problem.
Okay, sir. So secondly, for these videos, I know that for the lectures we've been getting them. I don't know if you can also engage with our course rep, that is Favor or Dimpa. so that we get a kind of a compilation for the public.
Oh, I have a compilation. Okay, Fine Boy. I think it should be Fine Boy now, B.
Yes, sir. So we can, if he can drop it for us, I'm very interested,
Okay.
so
Oh,
that I
sure.
can go through the video as it concerns this lecture.
Your work. Okay, sure.
Yes, sir.
Sure, I can. Okay, I can. I will share it. I will share it with Fine Boy. Then he can share with you guys.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
All right. Nkechi, Glory, Indubis, Inwabuisi.
Okay. Good evening, sir.
Good evening, ma.
All right. Thank you so much for the lecture. So I just want you to throw more light on. You said something about our literature review being done according to our
So your
objective.
specific objective, yes, that is how it is done in the School of Public Health. Like for example, now in this work that I showed you, let me share. So this is like, this is not like like what your work would be. I mean, this is like an example. So looking at this example now, let's assume now my specific objective one is to determine the social demographic characteristics of TB. So what I would do is, in your literature review, let's say, your literature review it is actually chapter 2. Oh, there. There are
Yes,
some
sir.
things that are long to explain. I don't want to spend so much. I don't want to spend so much time here. Please, let's do chapter 2, literature review. Okay. Now, for the School of Public Health, this particular chapter has 2 sections, and
Okay.
I need to mention that. Very, very important. I want to centralize this and bold it. So it has 2 sections. Sorry. Uh, just a second. My word is okay. Where did you go to? Okay. Wait, let me undo and see if it will come back. Okay. All right. Oh, why is it doing that? Okay, let me just say number 1. I don't know why it's acting up. So I want to show you in writing. Is it better now? Well, it's not. Let me open a fresh word.
Okay.
Maybe that will help. I don't know why it is dancing everywhere. So let me open a fresh word. So I do my chapter 2, which is the literature review. So in the book, I don't know, but in the boot camp, one of the session would be using some AI tools to actually enhance literature review. But I may take that, or my colleague, Dr. Williams will take that. He's very skilled with that aspect. So this has 2 parts. The first part is it's called conceptual stroke theoretical framework. That's the first part. Every study you do has a framework, so you have to go online and find it. Okay, like the study on noise-induced hearing loss, or things like things that has to do with people's belief. The model is the held belief model. All right. Then apart from this section 1, then you will now have the main section, which is the empirical review. So it is in this empirical review that has a relationship with your specific objective. So in your empirical review, your section 2.1 may be social demographic characteristics. So the section 2.1 may be social demographic characteristics of TB patient, but you will write the TB in full. All right. So this is it. So now you have to begin to review literatures. So how you can get literatures, you can even copy that title and go to Google. All right, simple Google, nothing much, and paste it there. All right, and it will bring articles that are published on social demographic profile of TB people. So you can see them here. And since it is usually recommended that your literature shouldn't be more than 10 years, you can still, do your search in such a way that whatever literature that comes out is within 10 years. How do you do it? You go to tools, you go to anytime, custom range, and type 10 years is, let's say 2016, Abi, to 2026 is 10 years. But for me, I will not go this far. For me, if it is me, I would do 2019 so that it will not be even up to 10 years. So I want literatures from 2019 to 2026. I say go. So any article that comes here now would be current. See, 2023, 2024, 2026, 2025. So
No,
you
we
won't
can't
have
see
to
your
be putting.
screen.
We can't see your screen. We
Uh,
can't
why
see
are
your
you not?
screen.
Why are you not seeing my screen now? Okay, let me share again.
It's overexpanded, something like that. Sir.
Can you see my screen now?
Yes, yes.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
so did you see this part?
Yes, sir.
So I was saying that for the empirical review, let's
We
assume
didn't
that
see that
your
part.
okay. So I was saying that
Please,
for your
let's start all over again.
I was saying that peradventure you have listed your specific objective. You want to do your literature review based on your specific objective. Is that not what you are asking? So your literature review will have two parts. It will have the conceptual framework, the conceptual theoretical framework, then it will have the empirical review. The empirical review is where you review literatures in line with your specific objective. So since one of your specific objective is to determine social demographic characteristics of TB patients, that is what would be 2.1 in your literature review. Then it's easy to get literatures on this. Just copy it. You go to Google and paste it there, and it will bring out literatures that have to do with social demographic profile of TB patients. So if, let's say now, let me go to a new Google and paste this there, you will see that some of the articles that may come out may be old. Not all the articles there may be current. Like this one now is 2010. So 2010 is older than, sorry, let me mute. So 2010 is older than 10 years. So they will not allow you to use this study. So in order for you now to be selective, all you need to do is you can come to tools and tell Google the age range you want literatures to be shown. So you can come to tools here, go to anytime, go to custom range, and type maybe 2019 and 2026. Let all the papers be between 2019 and 2026. You said go. You will see that it will give you more of current papers, 2023, 2024, 2026. So you can open this article now. Once you open it, this particular article now, you will now begin to read about what these people said about social demographic profiles of tuberculosis patients. If you notice that you are not getting Nigerian papers, you can just come here and do and Nigeria. That's all. You see that most of the papers that will come out will be papers in Nigeria. Nwoga is Nigeria. If you check this one now, Jayola is Nigeria. So once you put and Nigeria, most of the paper there will be Nigeria. So once you have done, you see now this one is rural Nigeria. So once you have done this first objective, the second one now may be 2.2. 2.2 now will now be treatment regimen of TB patients. You can copy that like that and paste in Google, and you will get studies that have to do with treatment regimen of, just paste it there. See them. There are plenty. Drug susceptibility, they are all there. They will all come out. All right. If you want to focus on Rivers State, You can say and Rivers State. If there's any paper on Rivers State for treatment regimen, it will come out. All right. You see, tuberculosis treatment outcome determinant, a study in Rivers State. You can now cite that one. All right. This Oladimeji, I know I published a paper. Oladimeji is my PhD supervisor in South Africa. Let me see. I published a paper with him. Okay. Okay, this is not the one I am in. Yeah. So there's one paper we did on TB. I think Olariwaju Oradim, yeah, that's my PhD supervisor. Yeah. So there's a paper we did on TB as well. Let me do and Felix Emeka Anyam and see if that paper will come out. Felix Emeka Anyam. There's a paper we did on TB. Let me see if it will come out. Yeah, look at the paper. Gender, even two self. Look at the first one we did on TB. This is the second one we did on TB. Yeah. So see it here. Gender and drug resistant tuberculosis in Nigeria. Yeah, this is me here because I'm the one that did the data analysis. So that's my affiliation, Durban University of Technology in South Africa. So this one too, I was a co-author as well. Yeah, so see me here as well. Yeah. So you can also, if you're doing something on TB, you will see some of my papers too, you know. So I think that is it. So let me just stop it there. I hope that is clear. Adako,
Thank you.
thank you
Thank
too.
you. Thank you, and good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Okay, sir, please. The question I have has to do with EpiInfo.
Yes.
The EpiInfo that means we have to manually input all the like data. For example, like if you have like 300
You will manually input it in Excel. Yes.
okay.
Yes.
Okay, when you
But
manually input, then the analysis will be done by ChatGPT or EpiInfo.
no, the analysis will be done by EpiInfo.
Info.
Once the result is generated, you can use ChatGPT to make the analysis table for you, so that you don't have to do it manually like I'm doing.
Okay, sir. Thank you very
Yes.
much.
Yes, but you
Thank
know
you.
that if you use,
The carton. I
know
don't
that
even
if
know
you
what's
use
in the
Kobo
carton self.
Collect, there.
It's just
Carton.
some things about the car and then some
Oh,
book for
there.
something.
Is
Abi?
that
Some books.
Bala?
Abi.
Mute your
Did you bring my
mic.
files
Who is
in the car?
Carton. Who is talking about carton here? So I was saying that. There's something I want to say now. Distracted my thoughts.
We are talking about Kobo Collect for
Thank
data
you.
collection.
Yeah, so I was saying that you don't have to do your data collection manually anymore. Go and learn Kobo Collect and Epi Collect. Okay? So that you can use your phone to collect your data and save yourself data entry. That could even have errors when you're even doing the entry. All right.
Okay.
So, and I've said for those that because we did this workshop. So for those, so this is it. I'm putting it here again. You can go and learn it. So we did the workshop, and this is what we have a certification for it. Yeah. So just a second. Let me get it. So I know I have been telling you guys go and get certification. So you can start with this. You can start with this one. So the certification is already available, but since you didn't attend, but you can still watch the webinar, do the exercises, then you can qualify for the certification. So this is what it looks like, but the process of getting the certification, you can chat me up and I'll send you the details of getting the certification. So this is what the certification looks like. All right. So, but there are things you need to do to actually get it. Maybe you can start with this one as your first certificate. That's for those that have not gotten any certificates. So something is missing here. There's supposed to be the JP Analytics logo. So I don't know why that is missing. Let me see. I think this is the main one. Yeah, sorry. There's supposed to be so this is the main one. There's supposed to be a JP logo here. Yeah, so that is
We're seeing your other screen.
okay, sorry. Let me show you. So this is the main certificate. Yeah. So this is it. This is the main certificate for that one. So most of you here can actually get this. It's just to watch this thing and be able to do some exercises. Then I will share the details on how to get it. Okay, so chat me up for more details on that. But I know for those already in the JP Analytics platform, or you already have that information. Okay, who else have not answered? Thank you. Jemita.
Okay, sir. Hello, sir. Can I ask a question?
Yes, please.
So you were saying something about us not handling using our masters. Can you throw more light on that? Because I didn't actually understand what you
No,
mean.
what I mean is a lot of you here will be learning data analysis for the first time. So you can practice, but don't use your data analysis skill for your master's program. You may not do it correctly. You may miss some things, and that will be harmful for your work and for your grade. So consult an expert for that. You can practice with other things until I've been analyzing data for like 25 years now. So experience matters in this field. Are you getting me? So you can't compare somebody that if even a child that is 25 years old, sometimes my boy, there's sometimes your kids will just assume that because they are going to school, they are the ones that actually know some things. And he comes and asks you some things and you give him the answer and he's like, daddy, you know it too. And you're like, you think I didn't go to school? It's just so funny, So please, what I meant is, unless you have been analyzing data for some time, but if this is your first exposure to data analytics, please do not use your master's program as a test drive. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, and then for the questionnaires, can we use the Google form as a form of questionnaire?
You can use,
or is
yes,
not...
you can use. No, it's allowed. You can use Google form, yes, of course. Yeah, you can use Google form. If you know how to use Google form, go ahead. It's the same thing. It's the same thing like Kobo Collect and Epic Collect. Yes, you can. Yeah. Jemia.
Okay, thank you, sir. Good. Thank you very much, sir.
No worries at all. Yeah.
Please, sir, can I get your contact?
Of course, my contact is very free to get. I'm putting it up there.
Okay, thank you.
That's my WhatsApp contact. Okay, JP Analytics.
Okay, thank you very much, sir.
Let me share you're welcome. Let me share this thing for JP Analytics again. Okay, all right. Who else is left? Agnes.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Thank you so much for your class. Sir, you said something about using the MP info or Kobo Collect to collect questionnaire questions. So what if a situation whereby we have to work with secondary school students first, and maybe the sample size it's much? So in that case,
in that case, you can so the way it is, in questionnaire data collection, you have self-administered and interviewer administered.
Yes.
So self-administered is when you give them the tablet or the phone to impute it themselves, or you send them the link to use their phone and open it and fill. So interview administered is in a case where that is not possible. So you will now carry the tab to the students and you will be asking them the question and they will give you the answer and you'll be imputing it for them.
Okay.
Yeah, so try as much as possible, Agnes, to avoid open-ended questions. It's really challenging typing things. It's use use questions as much as you can. Use questions that have options. Okay, where you can just click an option, than typing, because a lot of people don't like typing, but when it comes to click, they really enjoy it because it's faster. Searching for Nigerian authors for the literature review. Is it only Nigerian authors? See, literature review, this is not a literature review class, okay? So you can attend the boot camp if you want to learn more about that. Literature review is done like a funnel. You start from international, you go to regional, you go to national, you go to local. So even if you are going to start your literature review from the United States of America, at the end of the day, you will not only end the review in Nigeria, you will end the review in the city, in the locality where you are carrying out that study. So you must find studies, like if I'm carrying out the study in Port Harcourt, I will also look for studies, similar studies that have been done in Port Harcourt. So that's how it works. You must have local studies. That's how the literature review has to end. Yeah. I don't know, Cone, if you have another question or I've answered your question.
You have answered.
Okay, great. God's power, I think you are the one that is left, and we can close for the day and go and have our dinner.
Yes. Good evening, sir. Thank you
Good
very
evening.
much for this wonderful lecture. I want to talk on this combo collect. I know that combo collect is a tool used for data collection.
Yes.
But I want to know, does it require geo coordinate while making use of it?
No, it doesn't require, but geo coordinate is part of what you can add. Like you can use it without the geo coordinate, but you can use it with the geo coordinate. It depends on you. Because a lot of times people may want to know. Now, look at it this way now. You want to do data collection in Alakaya community, and you consult some people to help you collect data in Alakaya community. How would you know they are in Alakaya community collecting that data? They can be in their house and be feeling it. So the only way that you will know that they are actually in the place where you want them to be is the
geo coordinate.
Yes, geo coordinate will show you where they are at a particular time. So that's the benefit of it. But if you are the one collecting the data yourself, then you may not need to activate it, unless you want to use that data for geospatial analysis.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
No worries. If you need information about the bootcamp, you can private chat me. I am having difficulty saving the output. Well, the way the EpiInfo works, you won't be able to save it like in SPSS. Just highlight it, copy it, and paste it in MS Word. Shola, is that okay? Shola, just Control A, highlight everything. Yes, highlight everything. Thank you. Yes, highlight everything. Okay, good. Yes, okay, I think we have to call it a day. I've addressed all your questions. Please keep in touch. Okay. Love to hear from you once in a while how you're making progress.
Hello, sir. Hello, sir.
Yes.
Sorry, before we close from my observation and when you were analyzing and when you were teaching, when you were illustrating, sorry.
Yes.
Most of us, like personally, I'm not too good in this computer. I must be honest to you. That is my challenge now. So I don't know how I'm going to cope.
You can cope now. Where do you live?
I live in Port Harcourt.
Where? Okay, wait. Let me show you what to do. Who is asking the question? Is it who is asking the question?
You want God's power.
Okay. Now, God's power, this is what you will do. I'm sharing my screen now to show you what you're going to do. God's power, go to Google. Go to Google.
Yes, sir.
And when you get to Google, type computer teaching school near me.
Yes, sir.
When you go to Google, type computer teaching school near me and press enter. It will display all the places that they teach computer around where you live. Eh?
Yes,
Then
sir.
you can pick the one you like and take some computer classes, or you can go there. Oh, sorry, let me. So you can alternatively you can go there, like Aptech. Aptech is a very renowned computer training center in Port Harcourt. Very renowned. They have been there for years. So you can go to Aptech, for example, and meet them and say you want a private tutor. And somebody can actually tutor you privately. So it shouldn't be a problem at all. Shouldn't be a problem. If you don't have it, then find where to go and learn it. So please, that should not be an issue for you. Okay. So that's why I was asking, which area do you stay? Just go to Google and type computer, near me, and you will see several. Find the one that is credible and attend. Is that okay? I remember when I was in the US, that is what I did, because I was supposed to come back on a Friday. My flight was canceled till Monday. So, and it was Sunday and I needed to go to a church. So all I did was I just went to Google, church near me, and several churches came out that are close to where I was staying, and I was able to attend one that Sunday. So it shouldn't be a problem at all. I think we can wrap up now. Blessing. You wanted to say something before we close? Yes, so you can get the document for the demonstration. It's on the YouTube channel. Once you go to the YouTube, check the description. You will see all the documents you need there. They are in a fixed share drive. I need to unmute you. Sorry. Let me do that. Blessing.
Good evening, sir. Thank you for today. I wanted to ask, the document you used today, this Word document, can we get it?
It's well, I can share is it the Word document? Oh, the Word document I was typing all these things.
Yes, sir.
It's just a draft. Okay, I can share it with the. Okay, I can say. Let me save it now. I almost closed it. Okay, I will save it now. I will share it with Fineboy. He will drop in the platform, or you do me a WhatsApp. I can send it to you. So so before we go, someone was asking me the church I went to. This was the church I went to. It was in Virginia, so it was a great place. So this is the church I went to. They still send me messages till now. So this is where I worshipped that day, and the reason why I have to go, because I also run an audio engineering company with Inventions Audio. I have a second bachelor's in digital audio engineering. So I run with Inventions Audio. Yes, I have a second bachelor in digital audio engineering. I got it from an American college in Lagos. So I'm actually a certified audio engineer in the US. So I can do sound anywhere in the world. So when I visit a church, I see what they are doing in the audio engineering booth. So I do a lot of training in sound and audio engineering, and we have done a few physical and virtual. So I would even do another one later. So this is where I worshipped, and the sound was really good. But what makes it interesting for me, which was humbling, is one of the pastors called me that Sunday morning and said, "Hi, Felix, you want to come to church?" I said, yes. He said, "Okay, we're going to send an Uber to you." So the church sent an Uber that picked me from the hotel, took me to church. After church, the Uber brought me back. So it was amazing, So all right. So thank you. Yeah. So thank you very much. It's been a wonderful week with you. So please keep in touch. All right. Let me know your progress. Yeah. Take care, everyone. God bless you.
Thank you, sir.
All right. Bye.
Enjoy the lecture. Good night.
Thank you, sir, for the wonderful exposure and
Thank you, sir.